Alrighty, friends, so it is the next day after we have painted this, and as you can see, the clear coat, we didn't have the right humidity, but we were in a position where we had to get it covered. So the clear coat, the color went on flat, but the clear coat, it decided it was going to orange peel. Now we're not going to make this perfect, but we want this to shine up. Okay, so what we're gonna do today is we're gonna sand it down, starting with 1000, and then we're gonna move to 1500, and then we're gonna get the cutting pads out on the polisher and try to cut it a little bit more, and hopefully we'll be able to get this right. So I will get you set up for a little bit, let you watch, and materials that we use I'll show you here in just a few. Alrighty, in my bucket is nothing more than water and some Dawn dish soap, and then I put my two sanding papers in there, 1000 and 1500. Got a towel, because every time you do this, you got to check your work. You have to see if you're making progress, okay? And then I have a towel for that. So let's get started. Let's see what we can accomplish. Alright, you see that? Looks like there's little black spots all over it. That's your orange peel. So we want to try and get as much of that off without going through it as possible. Okay? Go in circles. That's your best bet when you're just trying to get the orange peel under control. Go in circles. Alrighty, we're letting this dry. I've knocked down quite a bit of it. You can always tell because your sandpaper is grabby. In the beginning, your sandpaper is just grabby. This could be a problem here. Now, we're not trying to smooth it out, like I said. We just want to knock it down a little bit. When you get to a point where you've got this knocked down enough, this will be a lot smoother, and your undone part is going to be tougher. It's not going to be as grabby. I did quite a few rounds. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be fine. We just want to get some of that shine to come out. So we just want to buff it out just enough to bring that shine out. let's look at the difference here. This is after really getting on it and making sure we get it all out of there. And this is just one decent treatment. Okay? So we have to do this a little bit more, get a little bit more under control. Over here, it's looking not the best, but it is much better than it was. Then you come over here and you can see all of the orange peel on there. Those shiny spots are orange peel. We don't want shiny spots. Okay, so let's continue on. Wet sanding after painting is probably another one of those long drawn out jobs. I hate it, but it does need to be done. See what we can do. It's all been sanded down. Battery died. Look at that, guys. I think it did really, really good. Obviously, I'm going to go over it again. But first round, holy cow. That's pretty damn good. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, the polishing is also one of those tedious processes. You have to have your patience when it comes to sanding, but you also have to have your patience when it comes to polishing. The other thing you'll notice is I was not very conservative with the amount of polish. Been watching some videos on cleaning up after the paint and getting it looking well. And I was kind of shocked to see that a lot of them are just dumping heavy compound on there. And then you see the result and you're like, oh. So I thought, you know what? This is the first time I've tried it. Normally I do 4 or 5 beads around a larger pad like this. But your pad and your polish is what they say is going to make or break you. And I'm like, okay, I got you. So I gave it a try and it actually turned out well. The only problem is I was always taught with the polish, you need to make sure that you get through the polish. It's going to be, when you're done, it's almost like it's not even there. Cut a lot of those out in the second round. And I do have another polish to do. So, I don't know. We'll see. Time to continue on. I'm going to turn the phone off since I don't have a lot of memory. All right, we're going to look at this. I've done 3 rounds on this side. And I'd say we got about a 75% correction, and then you can start to see where 1 round was done. So I'm getting ready to do another round there, and it should come out pretty good. I might have to get the little drill polisher out, but it won't be that bad. But this is looking really good here. I'm very pleased with it. Looking at it through my eyes, it's actually looking really good. I'm going along polishing, everything's going fine, and then I got too close to the edge. And the rest is on video. Alrighty, friends. I did this Saturday night, took Sunday off, and it's now Monday. And I'm getting a very late start. Anyway, here we go. Here is a look at the vehicle. It still has some of its blemishes, but it really does have a good reflection. Now, today, I gotta have this car ready by tomorrow, so my dad can figure out what he wants to do. So as you see, it's only been painted about halfway because we took care of that back section. So we are going to polish. So, and that's it. I'm not sanding it down, just gonna polish it. But this looks good. I am very pleased with how this turned out. The edges were a bit more of a challenge, and you can still see some. But as you saw in the blooper, that's the hard part about the edges, is your polisher pad can get tangled up in them and take off. And this was the result of that when that happens. But luckily I caught it just enough that it just barely touched the surface. So you can't feel it. It should buff out when I get the polisher on the rest of the car. which will not happen until later after I do a rinseless wash. So then, after we're done polishing and making this look a little bit better with some heavy cut polish and a cutting pad, then we're going to get started on the detail. Oh my. So it's looking decent. We're not really worried about it. It's covered. That's all that really matters. I got the excess off of it, which was along this window. But really, this turned out a lot better than I expected it to. Only because we just threw the excess at it. We didn't even devote paint and clear coat to it. It was all devoted to the hood. So, thanks for hanging out on my channel, guys. I sure appreciate it. I'm trying my best to share all of the process with you of the cars that I work on here in the shop. It gets hot. It's part of the job. Fortunately, we have a very big fan and a big door that opens to keep the air flowing. Anyway, turned out good. Now it's time for me to get started on that detail. But that's for another video. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.